person cap on the number of refugees accepted into the country through the end of September. But here we are. That cap could be reached as early as this week, according to the State Department. That many still coming in. Refugees still coming into our country, being settled. So there's not a ban that way. So there's still folks are able to come in and settle, get homes, get the care that they need. Because folks, obviously, they need help. And we're trying our best as a country, I believe, to try to help the people that need the help the most. But we don't want to help people that actually simply don't like us and wish us harm. And that's the way that I see it. This conservative American, flag-loving, country-loving, God-fearing American believes that there are people that believe us harm. And if you live in an alternate reality, maybe you don't see it that way, and you'd rather let the wolves in at the same time. What this does is just allows extra vetting time to make sure that they actually have a real stated purpose to come into the country. And this is not unlike any other country practically on the planet of the earth. You have to have a reason. You have to have documents. They actually look at your ID. They validate the stuff to make sure you are who you are. And if you do something in the country, they can track you down and they can get you. It's just a necessary particular item in our country that we need, given the terrorist nature of this Islamic fundamentalist out there that have corrupted Islam. So for anybody that's getting offended, I say don't do it. Now, the ban originally was, 90 days? The U.S., basically a waiver or face being barred. What was it, 90 days or something like that for the travel ban? So how long this is actually going to be on the books, I have no idea. We'll have to find out exactly if the courts are going to have to rule to find out if it's going to go beyond that. I just think there's going to have to be some permanent things on the books to crack down on this, because first Trump was saying that we don't know what's going on, giving the terrorism. I don't know if we ever going to know completely what's going on behind the minds of the terrorists. All we know is that terrorists like to terrorize, and so we're just trying to be smarter and trying to be realistic at the same time. And it's really hard to do, to try to appease, try to calm the nerves of minorities, refugees that come in and are looking for safe haven and don't wish us harm, are offended by the travel ban because they have families that don't wish any harm. They just want to be over with their families. And from that vantage, I totally understand. And from the way that I'm reading into the travel ban, that's exactly where the heart of the president is, trying to really say, look, we have to be careful. And like I mentioned and try to put the thought out yesterday on yesterday's broadcast, is that it is the solemn oath of the president or any president that they're supposed to, their first oath and their first business action is to what? To protect the American people from harm's way, from foreign or domestic terrorists. And so if the president rightly sees that these people are coming from these hot havens where terrorism actually exists, where they're becoming radicalized, they don't want these just anybody stepping on a plane, landing, and then putting cells together and radicalizing people over here. It's just, to me, it's just smart business. It's just logic. There's just a lot of folks that just don't have the logic circuits kicked in. I mean, you don't have to have a degree of any kind whatsoever. You just have to have a degree in life of just living, of practicality. There's just a lot of people that don't have those logic circuits going for them. There's some people walking around, the lights are on and no one's home. Or the reality is the Kardashians. They watch them on television. That's their reality show. Some TV show is their reality. And it might be better reality for you because you don't like the reality that you live in. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. People don't like it. There's a lot of things that I don't like in life, but still it doesn't make it go away. You have problems, you can put a Band-Aid on it, but ultimately you know that's not going to fix it. We've been kicking cans down the road for too long, folks. It's been getting us in trouble like this, and it's been opening the doors on so many different fronts, and America's being faced with our behavior. We've opened up our borders way too long. The people that really don't care about us, don't care about America, but they are taking advantage of America, and they're wanting, give me. Get everything that they want on the good backs of hardworking Americans. And you wonder why things are so much more expensive. Folks, we've been sold out. Yes, politicians for years have done it, but we've allowed it. We've allowed it. But we want to believe. We want to believe that we have the opportunity to be able to turn it around and get things better. But I'll tell you, in my lifetime, I've never seen or heard of a president that has given literally so many in this country a brighter view of the future than Donald Trump has at this point. And more real and more achievable than the electrifying speeches of Barack Hussein Obama. I would rather go to a rally of Donald Trump and him talking about all the achievements that he has been able to pull off this soon in his administration. Then listen to Mary Blige or different personalities and singers sing and entertain, because that's what, the White House was always full of celebrities and star-studded entertainment to entertain. But really going to work and really solving the work of the American people and taking risk and taking ridicule and taking the backlash of the mainstream media, when all this guy is trying to do is fix America. That platform actually is not just a slogan just to put up on a bumper sticker. It's something that we've said for years on this broadcast. Chuck Harder said it in the 90s. Fix America first. Oh, you're an isolationist. You're this, you're that. No, we're just trying to protect. We're trying to put more money into your pockets. We're trying to make it a better place so we're not taken advantage of. There are people that like it, though. They enjoy it for some reason. They like to be abused. They like to be used. I don't know what it is. There's some people that just enjoy it. They're gluttons for punishment. And they put themselves in the position time and again to get it. And then eventually, some people actually will stop and realize, wait a second, what am I doing? They actually have a moment of clarity and they stop the insanity. But then there's those that just never quite get the message. It's too late. Point of no return. I don't think we're at the point of no return, but I did think that possibly we were when there was a possibility that Hillary Clinton was going to get into the White House. They said, there's the disintegration of our great nation. Because we would have been ran so much further into the ground, and it would not have been good for any of us here in this country. And for a big section of America, a big population of America would have subscribed to socialism. For Bernie Sanders to actually go into the White House, can you imagine and socialize everything? How crazy. How unconstitutional. How un-American. Completely. Well, Barack Obama loved Saul Alinsky. Loved him. Rules for radicals. That's not in Trump's library. Yeah, I'm liking the art of the deal a whole lot better. A lot more good deals being made. By the way, if you're pregnant You know a pregnant woman, you know that a woman will go through great lengths to protect herself and her baby's future and herself. Well, guess what? This happened at another Walmart. It always happens at Walmart. I don't know what it is. Blake Bennett was telling WLOS about the story you're about to hear. And we're about to give it to you here. A pregnant woman was apparently approached by a man in the parking lot that decided he wanted to chase her and steal her purse in the Walmart of North Carolina yesterday. And a witness claimed that he saw the subject, later identified as Robert Raines. What happened? Well, he was rummaging through a purse in an SUV in the Asheville Walmart. And the purse and SUV belonged to Christine Braswell, who was 5 months pregnant. When I walked out of Walmart, he had her purse and was pulling stuff out of it. And Blake was telling the news station, Braswell said that she confronted Raines before he ran away. But it gets better. That's why I'm slowing it down a little bit so you can get all of this. The 26-year-old originally chased him on foot, but then she decided, well, maybe this is not a good idea. Maybe I'll get back in my vehicle. So she decided to get into her SUV. Would be better to catch up with this guy. He was with my purse, and he took off, and I took off after him. Roswell told WLOS, me being 5 months pregnant, I chased little ways, then came back, jumped into the car, put it into gear, came across the curb, and I ran him over. She added, I was not going to let him get away with it. It's not right. It's not fair. Both Braswell and Raines are facing charges. Braswell is being charged with manslaughter assault with a deadly weapon. Raines, who was taken to the hospital, is reportedly she suffered from minor injuries only and is charged with felony, breaking and entering larceny, and manslaughter, damage to property. Braswell claims Rayner broke the screens of her iPad and phone, leading to the damage to property charges, according to the Asheville Police Department. Ran him over. Ouch. She was cash-strapped. She didn't have a lot of money, and wow, that's it's pretty heavy. That could have been dangerous for her and the baby had this guy had a gun. Could have literally backfired, no pun intended, on this woman. But man, you don't mess with no pregnant woman. You just don't do it. Wow. Well, the guy's alive. Just he's got some serious injuries to him, so it'll be interesting to see what happens to the woman with the assault charge. But I don't think anybody's going to throw her away and lock her up for a long time or anything like that. I mean, this guy was in her vehicle. But the only thing is, the only takeaway that I have for this, for the mother or for anybody in a Walmart parking lot of all places, don't leave something in your vehicle like a purse that looks tempting or iPad or a phone in plain view. People will break glass. They'll break into your vehicles. They'll grab the stuff. Don't leave any valuables. Has anybody ever told you that? Into your vehicle. Didn't give them the right to do it. But if you're in a parking lot, put it underneath the seat or something like that. Just be mindful of that. Some of us forget about it. Just be very, very careful. Here's a report. Most Americans know that owning a gun is an essential part of our freedom. Did you know that? According to this report, it says an overwhelming majority of Americans view gun ownership as essential to their freedom. This is what a recent Pew Research poll discovered in a deep dive into the complex relationship between Americans and their guns. And according to that poll, you got to hear this, folks. Here we go. The National Representative Survey of 3,930 U.S. adults, including 1,269 gun owners, was conducted March 13th to the 27th, and it happened to April 4th through the 18th, 2017, using the Pew Research Center American Trend Panel. In other words, the survey is pretty comprehensive.